I'm Alice Gaynor outside of the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where earlier this morning Sean Diddy Combs was found guilty of 2 of the 5 charges he was facing. And happening soon, a hearing to determine whether or not he'll walk out of this courthouse or be brought back to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn.
He could have been gone for life. But somehow, Sean Diddy Combs just walked away from some of the most serious charges imaginable. Today on Real-Time Viral Crime, we break down how Diddy beat racketeering and sex trafficking charges that could have put him behind bars forever. And this story is wild. The jury found Diddy guilty on 2 counts linked to prostitution, but cleared him of the ones that would have buried him. And in the courtroom, he raised a fist, shed a tear, and later told his team, "I'm coming home."
Bit of a commotion outside the courthouse. Sean Combs' mother just returned here. She walked in just a second ago, said she is feeling good because her son was acquitted of the most serious charges that he faced: sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, both of which could have sent him to prison for life. He was convicted, though, of transportation to engage in prostitution, and that charge could put him in prison for up to 20 years, although it's not expected he would get that much time. What we're waiting for now is the judge to decide whether Combs can be released on bail while he awaits his sentencing. He offered to put up $1 million. He put up his homes in Miami and Los Angeles. They're certainly opulent. The jury, the judge, everybody saw pictures of them. And the judge said he would convene a hearing later this afternoon to determine if Combs should be released. He seemed confident, telling his family after the verdict was read, "I'm coming home, baby." And we caught up with one of his sons just a moment ago. He certainly seemed to believe also, Diane, that his father would be released on bail.
I'm Alice Gaynor outside of the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where earlier this morning Sean Diddy Combs was found guilty of 2 of the 5 charges he was facing. And happening soon, a hearing to determine whether or not he'll walk out of this courthouse or be brought back to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Take a look at the scene outside of the courthouse, where police have put up barricades for crowd control. After about 14 hours of deliberations, Combs was found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy and not guilty of 2 counts of sex trafficking. But Combs was found guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs pumped his fists and later dropped to his knees, put his hands on his chair, and prayed. Once court was adjourned, his family cheered and applauded. His family left the courthouse briefly but did not comment. They've since returned for the evening hearing. This morning, the defense argued for Combs' release. The government opposed that. The judge said, "Put it in a letter and we'll reconvene this afternoon." Both sides submitted their letters. The defense wrote, quote, "Given the jury's clear verdict acquitting Mr. Combs of the RICO conspiracy and sex trafficking counts, continued detention of Mr. Combs is inappropriate." They argue he's not a flight risk or a danger to the community and has already been incarcerated for 10 months. Their proposed bail package includes a $1 million bond co-signed by Combs, his mother, sister, and mother of his oldest daughter, restricted travel to Miami, Los Angeles, and part of New York and New Jersey. And he would surrender his passport, which his defense counsel currently has. They also say he would undergo drug testing and other standard conditions of pretrial supervision. The government argues detention is mandatory and that even while under federal investigation, Combs continued to engage in criminal conduct. They also say he serially abused former girlfriend Cassie Ventura, and despite a public apology after video was released of an LA hotel incident, years later they say he continued to engage in violent conduct. They say, quote, "As detention is mandatory following a conviction of a Mann Act offense, the government has been unable to locate a case in which a defendant was released from custody following such a conviction."
The judge denied bail, calling him a danger to the victims. But Diddy's legal team is pushing hard for release and a sentence of less than 2 years. So, is he coming home or headed back to federal lockup? We'll be watching. You're watching Real-Time Viral Crime, where justice unfolds in real time. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more breaking stories like this.